Hello, welcome back to our tutorial series on scalar programming. In the previous lecture, we looked at operators, that arithmetic operators, relational operators, logical operators. In this session, we are going to continue to look at reading input from the keyboard. So far, all the values we have been receiving has been assigned to variables statically in the program. But to make the execution of our programs dynamic, we can read input from the keyboard using the standard input stream. And here we need to import some packages or input-output package from Scalar to allow us to have method or object that we can use to read information from the keyboard. So now let's create another Scalar file by going to the SRC and the exercise. Go to New, go to Scalar class /file. Then we use or enter the file name user input. Then select object. So now I need to import the input-output library from Scalar. So I'll just say import scalar.io, that's input-output .standard in, std in. Now say dot underscore. Now the dot underscore means we want to import all the std in packages that will allow us to read input from the keyboard. So the std in contains other libraries of functions such as readInt, readCar, readLine that we can use to read different types of input data. So that's why we say std dot underscore, so that we don't mention the std, readInt, readCar separately. So all the other libraries that are under std in will be loaded into memory so that we can use it. Okay. So now let's assume that we want to accept a person's age, the initial, and maybe the address of the person and the surname. So first of all, when we have an input or you want to accept input, you need to use the print command to display to the user what you want him or her to enter. So first and foremost, I'll say print line. Then I can say input your age. Then I need to define a variable that will hold the age. So I'll say var age, which is an int. Then I'll assign it to the input library, so which will be called readInt. readInt means accept integer values. So here, whatever you enter should be an integer value. If not, it will throw an error. So here, it will prompt you to enter the age, and the cursor will be waiting for you until you enter the age. Now, I can also have another print line. I can say input your name. Then here name is a string, so I need to define a string variable. So I can say var name string, then I can say equal to read line. So one is a string, we use read line. If it's an integer, I say read int. Then I can also say I want to accept a Boolean. So I can say var active. I want to receive yes or no. So I'll say Boolean, which is equal to read Boolean. But before that, I need to use print line and maybe say currently active. It's a question. So now when I finish, I can decide to print all the information and say print line. Let me just say age. I'm not formatting it. Print line name and print line active. So whatever we have received from the input, we are now coming to print it. Now let's run it and see. Okay, we have made a mistake. We were supposed to put everything here in a main method. So let me cut it and put it inside the main method. So our import library is at the top. Then our code is in the main. We are able to use the read int, read line, read boolean because of this import. Assuming I delete this import, we are going to have errors because these methods are coming from this library, stdin package. So from here, when I run this, we are going to see a prompt, first of all, to ask your age. You can say 25. When you enter, it asks your name. Say Sam as currently active. I can say true. So now it prints for you. 25, Sam, true. So this is a way to accept input from the keyboard and to print it out. So what we have done is that, first of all, we imported the scalar.io.stdin _, to be able to make sure that all these functions are available for us. There's a way also we can, for example, if I want to add address, I can just simply say var address, which is a string. Then I say equal to read line. Then I can put the message inside the read line. It only works for string input. So I can say input and address. Then I can say /n so that it will move to the new line. You can't put this string in, for example, the int. It only works with strings. So I can put the state, instead of bringing print line on the first line before the read, I can put the string inside the read line. So when I run it, let's see how it will work. So I can have my age, let's say 5, name, Sam, active, say false, then gives you input your address. Then you can add whatever address you want over there. Okay, so these are some of the ways we can accept data from the keyboard. We'll try to delve deep into input, output, and everything that we have learned so far when you are doing the lab session. So this is a short video. Make sure you understand. Go through the video, take your time, make sure everything that we have learned and this session you understand and you can do it. And once again, click on the subscribe button and click on the notification bell so that anytime we upload new videos, you'll be the first to view it. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.